أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
الحمد لله رب العالمين. الحمد لله حمدا كثيرا طيبا مباركا فيه كما يحب ربنا ويرضى. يا رب لك الحمد كما ينبغي لجلال وجهك وعظيم سلطانك، واشهد ان لا اله الا الله وحده لا شريك له، واشهد ان محمدا عبده ورسوله صفيه من خلقه وخليله، بلغ الرساله وادى الامانه ونصح الامه وكشف الله به الامه وجاهد في سبيل ربه حتى اتاه اليقين. اللهم اجزه عنا وعن والدينا وعن الاسلام والمسلمين خير ما جازيت به نبيا عن قومه ورسولا عن امته. اللهم اهدنا على سنته وتوفنا على ملته وهدنا حوضه، واسقنا من يده الشريفه شربه هنيئه لا نظمأ بعدها ابدا. اللهم اجمع بيننا وبينهم كما امنا به ولم نره، ولا تفرق بيننا وبينهم حتى تدخلنا مدخله. ثم أما بعد, my respected brothers and sisters, all praise due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We praise Him, we seek His help, forgiveness and guidance. We bear witness that there is only one God worthy of worship, that's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is His servant and messenger. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala send His peace and blessing upon Him, His household, His companions, and all those who follow them in righteousness to the day of judgment. Imam Aly wrote in his wonderful book, Lata'if al-Ma'arif, that the righteous people of this ummah used to pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala 6 months before Ramadan to make them reach Ramadan, to allow them to experience another Ramadan. And they pray after Ramadan for 6 months that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accepts their good deeds in the Ramadan. And this shows us the centrality of the month of Ramadan for us as a Muslim ummah. For us as individuals, as families, community, we do need Ramadan, which is a great gift from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and we cannot be thankful enough for such a great gift of the month of Ramadan. This may explain why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in the context of the ayat of Siyam in Surah Al-Baqarah, He said, وَلِتُكْمِلُوا الْعِدَّةَ وَلِتُكَبِّرُوا اللَّهَ عَلَى مَا هَدَاكُمْ وَلَعَلَّكُمْ تَشْكُرُونَ. If you truly understand the objectives and the value of the month of Ramadan, the great good blessings that Ramadan brings to you, you should be so thankful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this is what we do in the day of Eid. We raise our voice with takbir because we are grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We glorify Him and praise Him for granting us such amazing opportunity, the month of Ramadan. This is the first Jummah in the month of Sha'ban, and Imam Aly also mentioned that the month of Rajab is the month of planting the seeds of good. The month of Sha'ban is the month of watering these seeds, and the month of Ramadan is the month of harvesting the good of these three beautiful months. The month of Rajab reminds us of Al-Isra wal-Mi'raj. It reminds us to stand firm and strong despite all the challenges around us. The Prophet ﷺ went to Al-Ta'if, the second major city in the area after Mecca, and the people of Al-Ta'if were so harsh on him. They stoned him and they rejected him, disrespected him very badly. And he raised his complaint to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Ya Rabbi, ilayka ashku dha'fa quwwati wa qillata hilati wa hawani 'ala an-nas. Ya Allah, to you I raise my complaint. What my weakness, how harsh people are on me. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala granted him such an amazing gift. The night journey in the ascension to the seventh heaven, where he went, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, to a place where no one was allowed. Even Jibreel alayhi salam didn't want to go that close from Rabbul Izzah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Isra and Mi'raj reminds us of the great gift of the 5 daily prayers. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talked to the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he gave him such a great gift of 5 daily prayers. It was 50 and then reduced to 5. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, it is 50 in reward, 5 in action. Al-Isra and Al-Mi'raj reminds us that we can ascend by our spirit to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in our prayer. This is our Mi'raj. The month of Sha'ban, however, is also unique in a way that Rasulullah sallallahu used to fast most of the month, not the entire month, but most of the month of Sha'ban. Usama ibn Zayd radiallahu anhu, according to Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal, Imam Nasa'i and other scholars of hadith, Usama ibn Zayd was called Al-Hib ibn Al-Hib, the beloved and the son of the beloved. Usama was 15, 16 years old, and he's the son of Zayd ibn Haritha. And the Prophet ﷺ loved him so much. So Usama observed that the Prophet ﷺ used to fast so much during the month of Sha'ban. And he asked him, Ya Rasulullah, why is that? And the Prophet, peace be upon him, said, this is a month that people are mostly heedless about. People pay so much attention about the significance of Rajab because it's one of the 4 sacred months. And they pay so much attention to the month of Ramadan, the month of fasting, of course, but they don't pay enough attention to the month in between, which is Sha'ban. That's the month we're in. ذاك شهر يغفل الناس فيه بين رجب ورمضان. And what's unique and what's significant about the month of Ramadan, the month of Sha'ban, is that he said, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, our deeds are presented to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this month. Our good deeds are taken up to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and he said, I would love to have my deeds presented before Allah while I'm fasting. So brothers and sisters, if we really want to take advantage of the month of Ramadan, we need to really be prepared. Salihin, the righteous people of this ummah, when Rajab comes, now they count down again. As one of the ulama said, the month of Rajab is the month of abstaining from all haram things. Right? Repent to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, stay away from haram. The month of Sha'ban is the month of increasing our good deeds. And the month of Ramadan is the month of receiving the blessings from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and the maghfirah and the rahmah and the acceptance of our dua. In a few weeks we will welcome such a great month of Ramadan. And Ramadan for us as Muslims is like travelers who are traveling in a vast, harsh desert, And they know that ahead of them is a wonderful oasis. It's full of gardens and rivers, fresh water, all amenities. And they are tired, they are thirsty, they are disheveled, they are covered with dust, and they are losing vitals. And now they are approaching such oases that they are allowed to stay in such oases for a month under the shade of the beautiful trees, drinking fresh water and eating from delicious fruits and getting guidance. That's the month of Ramadan for us. We are the travelers. Our life is a journey. In this journey, sometimes we lose our way. Sometimes we run out of provision. We run out of guidance. And the month of Ramadan comes to us such as this amazing oasis for us to nurture our souls and to get some rest, to get guidance so that after Ramadan we can resume our journey empowered and having so much provision taken from this oasis so that we can continue our travel until the next oasis comes. This is how Ramadan is so essential for this ummah. Ramadan for us as individuals is the time when we find ourselves. It is the time when we find balance. It is the time when we affirm our identity. It is the time when we connect ourselves with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's the time for us to find the power of evil around us. It's the time for us to achieve peace. For us as American Muslims, we need also to think about the context in which Ramadan was prescribed for the Muslim Ummah. The Prophet ﷺ, we all know, spent 13 years in Mecca as a prophet, and then he migrated to Medina. In the second year after the Hijrah, Zakah and Siyam were prescribed for Muslims. Now we have a community. In Mecca, there is no community. There were some individuals hiding their faith, meeting with the Prophet ﷺ in secret in no mosque. They cannot worship Allah freely and openly. Once they went to Medina, now it is time to build a strong and vibrant community. For us as American Muslims, we need to emulate this example of the Prophet ﷺ in the first community that he established. This is the model for us that we really need to think about and try to recreate. The community was based on unshakable faith, high spirituality. The Prophet ﷺ was the leader. He would pray ﷺ every night and lead them in prayer, giving them a reminder from time to time. So that's very essential for us, especially when we are living in a culture of materialism and a culture based on consumption. It is time Ramadan comes to remind us that we should pay more attention to our spirit. We need to create this balance between the body and the spirit, between the work for this dunya and the work for the akhirah. Ramadan comes to remind us that. Ramadan gives us the power, the willpower. So many people now talk about the willpower, how to develop the willpower. Ramadan comes to give us such power. The ability of saying no to ourselves, the ability to be able to control our desires and not allow our desires to control us. Prophet ﷺ also built such an amazing community based on this strong faith in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we find balance in Ramadan, and that's the reason why Muslims around the world, as Ramadan comes closer, we feel happier. And we feel happier in Ramadan. And that's very interesting. People usually in other communities, they feel good and happy the time when they eat good food or exchange gifts. It's all about materialistic things. But look at us. We are in Ramadan, we're depriving ourselves from eating and drinking. And we stand in long prayer at night. I'm sure a few years ago we used to pray after midnight, go home around 1 a.m. Everybody is asleep, and these Muslims are standing in long prayer. And not only that, they give in charity, they feed others, they share with others. Well, this is where we find happiness. And why is that? What does this tell us? It tells us that happiness is not in the pleasure of the body. Happiness cannot be achieved only with gaining materialistic things. Real happiness is when we connect ourselves with our Lord and Creator Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. When we do the mission for servitude to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, to worship Him Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. This is where we find peace. We find peace when we connect ourselves to the source of peace. Allahumma anta as-salam wa minka as-salam. Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. Although we are fasting, we are praying, we are living in charity, we are happy. We love Ramadan. We enjoy Ramadan. And we feel sad towards the end of Ramadan that Ramadan is leaving us. Yeah, the day of Eid is a day of happiness, but we wish Ramadan can stay a little longer. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam built his community based on knowledge as well. Spirituality and knowledge. Education is important. We are the ummah of Iqra. Read the name through the Lord. We are the ummah that prays. وَقُلْ رَبِّ زِدْنِي عِلْمًا. Say, oh Allah, increase me in knowledge. The Prophet's masjid was not just a place of worship, it was a school, a university, from which so great scholars graduated. And they spread this knowledge to the entire world. Education was important. The Prophet ﷺ was the best example of how to be a good teacher. He also emphasized the importance of unity and brotherhood. When we Muslims are united, we can't do anything. And when we are divided, we lose power, we lose energy, we lose resources. This is what the Quran clearly said. لا تنازعوا فتفشلوا وتذهب ريحكم. Do not dispute amongst yourselves, otherwise you lose your energy, you lose your power, you lose strength. Unity is power. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala emphasized in many places in the Quran, إِنَّمَا الْمُؤْمِنُونَ إِخْوَةٌ. The believers are brothers. So the Prophet ﷺ did something that unprecedented in Arabia. In Arabia, a person is loyal to his family and his tribe. But he ﷺ changed this social structure and he created a new sort of loyalty. The loyalty is not to the tribe, the loyalty is to the principles of tawheed, of unity, of brotherhood, of equality and freedom. People were loyal to their tribe, my tribe, right or wrong. And Rasulullah ﷺ established this ummah based on full obedience of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And the Quran clearly said that Muhammad is a prophet and he's a man. One day he will die. وَمَا مُحَمَّدٌ إِلَّا رَسُولٌ قَدْ خَلَتْ مِنْ قَبْلِهِ الرُّسُلُ أَفَإِنْ مَاتَ أَوْ قُتِلَ انقلبتم على أعقابكم. Muhammad to die, would you return back to that old tradition of Jahiliyyah? Yes, Muhammad is our beloved prophet, we love him, but we don't worship Muhammad. He left the guidance for us. Be connected to the guidance. Unity and brotherhood is essential for us as American Muslims to move forward. We truly want to follow the example of our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And this community did not enjoy Islam and kept Islam to itself. This community actually understood that part of being a good Muslim is to spread this message of Islam to everybody around. They understood that it's part of their responsibility to take this light, this guidance to the entire world. And that's why you are and I are Muslims today. And I can see, mashallah, this beautiful diversity. If you look at our great-great-grandparents, one day they were not Muslims and someone came to them and introduced Islam to them and they became Muslims. So reaching out, and Ramadan is another wonderful opportunity for us to reach out to others and to explain the beauty of Islam during the month of Ramadan. And he sallallahu alaihi wasallam also paid so much attention to the youth, something that we as American Muslims also need to direct many of our resources to enhance the life, the spiritual, social, intellectual life of our youth. This is the future of Islam. This is what we really need to focus on. Education is so important. Building Muslim younger generation are proud of their identity. They understand their religion. They are able to convey the message of Islam to others, and they are proud of who they are. And most of those who were around the Prophet ﷺ was young people. And he ﷺ paid so much attention to them. Look at young people, Abdullah ibn Umar, Abdullah ibn Zubayr, Ibn Abbas, Jabir ibn Abdullah, all young. And they became leaders, great leaders of Islam. So this is a community that the Prophet ﷺ built. And fasting during the month of Ramadan was something that is very unique. That's why Islam made it one of the pillars of Islam, not just a recommendation. It is a must, it's a value. And not every value is a pillar. We have 5 pillars of Islam. One of them is fasting during the month of Ramadan. The month of Sha'ban is a great way to prepare ourselves. We have to have multiple intentions before Ramadan comes. Ramadan comes to give us more taqwa. كتب عليكم الصيام كما كتب على الذين من قبلكم لعلكم تتقون. If you enter Ramadan and exit Ramadan with the same level of taqwa, this means that Ramadan, you did not really benefit so much from Ramadan. If you have a device that measures the level of taqwa, our level of taqwa should be much greater after Ramadan than before Ramadan. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us all guidance. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala enable us to experience another Ramadan. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept all of our good deeds. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله العظيم لي ولكم فاستغفروه. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الخلق والمرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم وبارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. عباد الله اتقوا الله وأطيعوه إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. اذكروا الله يذكركم واشكروه على نعمه يزدكم ولذكر الله أكبر والله يعلم ما تصنعون. Ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this blessed day, this blessed masjid, to grant us all forgiveness and guidance. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept all our good deeds and forgive our bad deeds. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us more guidance. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allow us to reach and experience another Ramadan. Ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make this upcoming Ramadan one of the best Ramadan we have ever lived with Him. اللهم انا نسالك الهدى والتقى والعفاف والغنى. اللهم انا نسالك رزقا طيبا وعملا متقبلا. اللهم اصلح لنا ديننا الذي هو عصمه امرنا واصلح لنا دنيانا التي فيها معاشنا واصلح لنا اخرتنا التي اليها معادنا. اللهم اجعل الحياه زياده لنا في كل خير واجعل الموت راحه لنا من كل شر. يا حي يا قيوم برحمتك نستغيث واصلح لنا شاننا كله ولا تكلنا الى انفسنا طرفه عين ولا الى احد من الناس يا رب العالمين. اللهم انا نسالك علما نافعا ورزقا واسعا وشفاء من كل داء ونسالك الغنى عن الناس يا رب العالمين. اللهم اغفر وارحم واعف وتكرم وتجاوز عما تعلم انك انت الله العز الاكرم. ربنا اتنا في الدنيا حسنه وفي الاخره حسنه وقنا عذاب النار. ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمه انك انت الوهاب. ربنا اغفر لنا ولاخواننا الذين سبقونا بالايمان ولا تجعل في قلوبنا غلا للذين امنوا ربنا انك رؤوف رحيم. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى اله واصحابه اجمعين.
الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا إن هذه أمتكم أمة واحدة وأنا ربكم فاعبدون وتقطعوا أمركم بينهم كل إلينا راجعون فمن يعمل من الصالحات وهو مؤمن فلا كفران لسعيه وإنا له كاتبون وحرام على قرية أهلكناها أنهم لا يرجعون حتى إذا فتحت يأجوج ومأجوج وهم من كل حدب ينسلون واقترب الوعد الحق فإذا هي شاخصة الأبصار الذين كفروا يا ويلنا قد كنا في غفلة من هذا بل كنا ظالمين إنكم وما تعبدون من دون الله حصب جهنم أنتم لها واردون لو كان هؤلاء آلهة ما وردوها وكل فيها خالدون لهم فيها زفير وهم فيها لا يسمعون الله سمع الله لمن حمده الله الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين إن الذين سبقت لهم منا الحسنى أولئك عنها مبعدون لا يسمعون حسيسها وهم فيما اشتهت أنفسهم خالدون لا يحزنهم الفزع الأكبر وتتلقاهم الملائكة هذا يومكم الذي كنتم توعدون يوم نطوي السماء كطي السجل للكتب كما بدأنا أول خلق نعيده وعدا علينا إنا كنا فاعلين ولقد كتبنا في الزبور من بعد الذكر أن الأرض يرثها عبادي الصالحون إن في هذا لبلاغا لقوم عابدين وما أرسلناك إلا رحمة للعالمين الله من حمده الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
ما شاء الله تبارك الله. Thank Imam, Dr. Imam Aly Lela for this insightful khutbah. ما شاء الله. Thank you. May Allah highly reward you, Imam Aly Lela. Weekly announcements. Please support the masjid today by giving a charitable donation. Our masjid relies 100% on donors such as yourself. You can donate online today by going to icgt.org/donate. Please join us this coming weekend for a special Sunday lecture with Dr. Obamer Anjem. The lecture will be on February 24th at 12:30 p.m. in the ICGT lecture hall. The topic is the preservation of the Quran. Join us every Sunday for our Allama Iqbal class from 10:30 to 11:20 and Quran class from 11:30 to 12:20 a.m. Both classes are free and taught in the ICGT library and have a Zoom option. Feel free to join one or both. Weekly in school, please enroll your children for a wonderful education in Islam at 11:30 a.m. every Sunday. Please join our community today by paying your ICGT membership dues for 2023. If you are new or interested member, please see Anisa. Individual memberships are $150 a year. Family memberships are $300 a year. We can provide monthly payment plans as well. Thank you. Salam.
No, Sunday lectures on the 26th, February 26th. February 26th.
The Sunday lecture, February 26th.